Welcome to the Sound Lounge, everybody. Woo! My name is Lauren. I will have you know that thousands of people tried to be here right now. So give it up for yourselves for making it here for this literal once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And please give a warm Chicago welcome to Dan Smith of Bastille. Woo! Hey, buddy. Come on out. Yeah, no, have a seat. You want to come over here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I feel a bit weird just sitting up on here by myself.
You're fine. Do you want me to sit next to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the stool's here for. How you guys, you alright?
I don't want to touch your stuff. I feel like...
That's like a case for...
Okay, cool. I'm a klutz. My boss will tell you he's in the back. I break everything. Here we go. All right, here we go. This is your keyboard.
This is a keyboard.
It's right here. Oh, this is a rental, right?
Yeah. So
Okay,
I
I was gonna
didn't
say.
drag my keyboard from London, weirdly. I'm
Well, I don't
lazy.
know. You musicians, you've got your special equipment. You've probably named your keyboard at home, maybe?
I haven't.
No?
Do you want to name it?
Right now, I mean, we haven't even met. I'd feel weird just naming your keyboard, and I've never. This one, I don't know, something big red. How about that?
Perfect.
All right, that's going to stick. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks to everyone.
Thanks to everybody for being here. Somebody's been busy.
Who?
You? You were just in New York last night, right?
Yeah.
How are the Arctic Monkeys?
Fucking amazing.
Yeah?
Am I allowed to swear or not?
Yes, you can do whatever you want.
Sorry.
Do you know who you are?
Yeah.
You're Dan fucking Smith, man. You can do whatever you want.
That is my middle name.
Yeah, it is.
The Arctic Monkeys were amazing. It was incredible. Yeah, what an amazing way to like arrive in the US and then get to go. Our single came out and then that evening went to go see them play.
On the
Which
night
is-
of their album release.
Yeah, well, the night before. It was awesome. I grew up like they were huge when I was growing up, so it was kind of quite nice to go and see this band. But particularly in the UK, they're like the fucking Beatles. They're so big, and so to see them in like quite a small room was amazing.
Yeah. But to hear you say that about another band is blowing my mind because I imagine kind of the opposite too. That, I mean, you're kind of like the Beatles. Yeah.
I don't know. In that both our band names start with B. That's like about as close as it gets. But yeah, no, it was amazing. I'm a really big fan of their stuff. The night before I was in London, I got to see Florence and the Machine play as well, which was like awesome. So I've had like a pretty good run of.
Yeah, keep bragging.
you.
So, has there, I don't know, been a talk of a collaboration with all these rock stars that you've been hanging out with? all
Oh
of a
no,
sudden?
I'm like that embarrassing fan like at the front of the show like.
Hey guys, can you sign right here?
Yeah. You saw my man boob. Yeah, no. It's just. I mean, I always like to go to as many shows as I can, and yeah, it's awesome. Like when the bands that I love have new albums out, you're like, fuck yeah, they're touring again. This is
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to picture Dan as a fanboy. Is there any situation where you're embarrassed about something that happened when you fanboyed out?
Yeah. I mean, I like have a personal rule to try and never ever meet people that I admire because I'm like not a cool person, and I go into like a sort of overly gushing complimentary mode where I can't think of anything to say. So I'm like, "You're amazing. That album you made is amazing." Even with people that I don't admire, which is a problem. I once told someone whose album I hadn't heard that their album was seminal because I couldn't think of anything else to say.
Wow, seminal. That's not even like good. I mean, that's
No,
a commitment. I mean, that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah. I just want to be liked.
Right? Aw, we like you.
Even if it means lying through my teeth.
Yeah.
No, it's a problem that I have. The over complimenting, but like I know when I mean it. So
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, can I just say that I think you're great?
Thanks. I don't believe you, but thanks.
I would actually say that Bastille is a seminal band.
Oh, thanks again. Don't
In
believe you,
my-
but thank you. In this room right now.
Thank you for midnight.
Oh, you're
What?
very welcome.
Everybody's heard the song in here, right? Such an amazing song. Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
Can we talk about first? Let's talk about where it was created in this studio that you built.
Mm-hmm.
Was it an old porn studio? Is that real? No. Okay.
No, it was. Yeah, that's completely real. Sorry. I just
Oh,
wanted-
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we like. It's quite hard to find space in London. This is so boring. But it's quite hard to find space to like to convert. And we found this like office, and then found out that it had been an office for a year, but before that it had been a porn studio. So like the office people had done the clearing up. Like I mean the floors weren't sticky when we got there, so I'm going to assume
Sure.
that they'd done some cleaning up.
We have office people that do half-assed stuff all the time, so I don't believe that everything was cleared out. You didn't find like any kind of weird plugs.
They told
anywhere?
us they told us about when they went in to clear it out, and it sounded like a scene from Saw, Saw 7.
Just
So like
sex toys everywhere.
I didn't. Yeah. Possibly. I can only my imagination, and I've got a very innocent mind. I can only imagine what it might.
I don't believe that at all. Wait, Saw's the one where they're like sawing off their own body parts, right?
Is it?
Okay, so now got that image going on.
But yeah, no. So we built this studio, and to sort of be like a home for my band and also for this little record label that I help run.
Best Laid
And-
Plans Records.
Yeah, and it's like we sort of finished. I say we built it. That makes me sound like I was like in overalls
In there with
my
your
hard hat on.
Tool belt.
Definitely more on the commissioning side of like the building. But yeah, it was really fun. Like getting to. I kind of can't really compute the fact that we managed to do that. It's really awesome. And yeah, we finished it last summer, and I guess finished touring in like November, December, and then I've just been in there every day making the record.
So what's that like where you've literally been on the road nonstop since day one,
Yeah.
and then you kind of camp out there for 5-6 months?
It was fucking awesome. Like I sound like such a, I don't know. It's obviously like being on the road and being in a band is really fun, but it's sort of, it can be completely consuming. Like when you're away, you're away. Like your life can't massively progress that much. So it was just really cool being in one place for like 5 months. I know it sounds ridiculous to say that, but it was so nice. Like I'd go in every day, work for hours, and then have like the evenings and the weekends to like hang out with my friends and do normal shit. It was wicked.
I think that sounds amazing. I mean, you guys are one of the hardest working bands out there. And I mean, you deserve all the success that you've gotten, but you also deserve a freaking break too.
Yeah, and it was really fun. It was, and also creatively, it meant that we got to, yeah, like I said, to just stop and make the album as a whole from start to finish. And we'd never really done that before. It's always been a lot more like as and when we can find time doing it. So it was great. And I think the album feel like I wanted it to be concise and cohesive and like one self-contained thing. And you know, comes from like this period of my life, and yeah, it feels like hopefully we achieved that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
This album that has a name?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to share with the class? No.
No, not yet.
Does it start with a B?
Does it start with a B? No, our band name and the Beatles starts with a B.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just trying to get you to
No, it
give
doesn't.
us something.
It doesn't. Nah, sorry.
But it
I
has
would
a
love
name.
to. I'd love to. It does. It's got a name. It's kind of finished. It's yeah. It's got a cover, an album cover. It's got lots of things.
All the things that go
things
into,
that go into
like,
having an album.
the
yeah.
actual music and then
Yeah.
the track, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
numbers for the songs. Is that?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is so boring for you guys.
Oh my God, they're eating it up, right? Yeah. Can we maybe hear a song off this strange mystery new album?
You can call past midnight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in now.
As in, like, this second.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, give it up for Dan.
It's a quarter past midnight as we cut through the city.
The streets are getting restless, good times, bad decisions. It's a midnight and the sirens are mending some hearts. But we're the losers on the backseat, singing love will tear us apart. It's a midnight, still avoiding tomorrow. It's a midnight, but we're just getting going. We keep on running, running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away, 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 oh, this is my favorite part. Oh, help me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Oh, help me piece it all together. It's a midnight and the speakers are blowing. We want the bodies on the billboards, not the lives underneath them. And now we're crawling up the walls again, and it's 12:15. And you said we leave this place in dust and fall from heaven straight through hell. We never know what we had. We never knew what we had. We keep on running, running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, why we always chasing after something, like we're trying to throw our lives away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, this is my favorite part. Help me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Oh, help me piece it all together. It's a midnight and the secrets are flowing. Lips are getting looser, I don't know what I'm saying. We never knew what we had. I never know what I've had. We keep on running, running through a red light, like we're trying to burn the night away, 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 away. Why we always chasing after something, like we're trying to throw our lives away, 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 oh, away, away, oh, this is my favorite part. Oh, help me piece it all together, darling, before it falls apart. Oh, help me piece it all together, darling. Help me piece it all together. I can't remember when I can't remember. Help me piece it all together.
The Sound Lounge, sponsored by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And let's talk about midnight.
Cool.
Where did that song come from?
My brain. End of last year, the album had kind of started coming together, and I took a week and a half in our studio. I normally work with this guy Mark Crew, who's like one of my best mates, and we've co-produced all of the Bastille music so far. And he went away for a bit, and so I just went in the studio every day, and I sort of wrote. I took a week and a half and did about sort of 8 or 9 new songs, and this was one of them. And people seem to really like it, and it sort of it like captures, hopefully, that feeling of like just wanting to like hunting for euphoria and trying to escapism and trying to sort of chase the night and want it to not end and step away from real life into the weirdness, parallel universe that is like the nighttime in a city. And yeah, it's sort of, that's kind of where it started, and it's the opening song, opening like chapter of the new record, and I think it sets the tone. Yeah, it was really fun to make. Kind of came together quite quickly.
So when you talk about this night, this magical night, escapism, is there a night in your past that comes to mind?
They all kind of blur into one in like the nicest possible way. No,
Sure.
it's sort of, I think the album is kind of using, it's not, it gets sort of loosely set over a night, but it's more like notionally those points and those kind of heightened emotions that you sort of find that come to life on nights out, and it's kind of using the idea of the night as like a vehicle to talk about lots of other things.
I would like you to know that there were literally thousands of people who entered to win to be here today.
Wow.
And I've told you every time, you guys have the most amazing fans here in Chicago and worldwide. There are literally people from England who were going to happen to be here this weekend, so they entered to win, from all over the place. So I did my due diligence and got some really great questions from some of your best fans.
Cool.
I mean, you're all his best fans.
Absolutely.
So specifically, Tyler wants to know, midnight doesn't seem like the usual despondent undertones. And
Oh, it's there. It's there. There's a line about like, why are we trying to throw our lives away? Like, it's not,
sure.
you barely scratch the surface, and it's like full emo. Like, it's not. I know on the surface it's like a bit more cryptic than other ones because it really sort of does sound optimistic. But it's not.
that no, okay. Well, that's what the question was.
I mean, it's like someone who's excited and wants to throw themselves into a night, but it's still got a lot of baggage.
like it's all going to go wrong and just in any minute, probably in the second song.
It's all going to go south. Yeah.
So the question, could LP3 potentially be an uplifting album, or is
Fuck no.
the depressing stuff?
Sorry to cut you off.
No, that was
Sorry,
it.
Tyler.
You just totally covered it.
But yeah, no, it's not. Of course, it's depressing as hell.
Danielle wants to know what it's like having One-Eyed Jack as your own studio, and how has that impacted the production of the upcoming album compared to the process on the road, like the last two.
I wrote a lot of these songs on the road, well, a bunch of them. So, but it was just really nice. I guess for me, like, our first album was kind of a bedroom record made on a laptop, and we'd always worked in this tiny little basement studio. So it's quite nice having a window this time round. I mean, the view's horrible, but it's got a little bit of vitamin D coming through.
What's the view?
Like a car park, and then like a power station.
Can you imagine making porns with that view? Because I mean, that's the same.
No.
Okay, just curious.
Can you? I like how you just gave me the finger as well.
Oh, I didn't.
Fuck you.
I could if I really thought hard, probably.
Cool.
Now that we're totally derailed, would you like to play another song?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Dan Bastille.
I was going to finish on midnight, so now I'm like, they're all like even more depressing than that. I managed to make, that Tyler, who asked if it's depressing,
Tyler.
send him this version,
Okay.
the one that we just did, and they'll be like,
It's a little more despondent.
yeah.
It's still pretty happy, though.
Oh, thanks.
I think it's going to be a great night.
Oof. Nah, you don't know what's in store for you. I don't know what to play. You go sleep with the fishes. There's no room for you here. There's no room for you here. Wrap your teeth around the pavement, 'cause your body's a message. Send my regards to her. Fall upon your knees, aim This is my body and soul here, crawling, begging, pleading. You got the power and control, I'm pinning me. Dumping it me. You begrudged 3 wishes. Say goodbye to your mother, your father, your son. I can hear your pulse racing from here. Sitting next to this gun beats your heart in your mouth. Fall upon your knees, sing. This is my body and soul here, crawling, begging, pleading. You got the power and control, I'm pinning me. Dumping it me. Oh, blame, blame, blame. I got you, I got you. Oh, blame, blame, blame. I got you, I got you. Oh, blame, blame, blame. I got you, I got you. Oh, blame, blame, blame. Fall upon your knees, sing. This is my body and soul here, crawling, begging, pleading. You got the power and control, I'm pinning me. Dumping it on me. Oh, you're broken.
I broke it. Goosebumps all over.
Thanks.
Thank you.
By the way, never, I don't even have a piano in my house. I'm so lazy.
What?
I know. Where I live is like in London. It's like a terraced house, so there's neighbours on either side.
Sure.
I think the walls between our houses are thinner than the ones in my house. So, like, if we have loud music on, they get really like fucked off.
You
So I
would
just-
be doing them a favor, I feel like.
That's assuming that they, whatever. So I don't have a piano in my house, so I don't really practice. But that's what's been really nice about the studio. So I like, even if we're not recording, I'll sort of go in if it's like a weekday and write at a piano, because we've got like a nice upright piano there. But yeah, so this is kind of weird for me because I have never done a gig by myself since we started Bastille. So fucking terrified.
You're doing great.
So thank you for the thank.
We
Thanks
gotta.
for constantly bringing it back to porn, because that's quite a good distraction.
Yeah, right. You gotta get a piano in your house. You could just plug in your headphones, right?
Yeah, I've got an electric piano, but it needs to be plugged into my laptop, and there's like cables, and since Apple changed everything, I don't even know how to plug it in, so like the USB doesn't fit anymore. It's a fucking nightmare.
All right, maybe we'll get you one of those little Casios. Just keep it simple.
Bo, our manager, got me like a little dock. But
Well,
I lost
all right,
it.
there
I
you
lost
go.
it.
That's something.
Sorry, mate. Thanks.
I would like to give a big thank you to our friends at Wintrust for hooking up Susie and Christine right here in the front, who also happen to be teachers.
Oh,
They've-
nice.
They've got the Wintrust best seat in the house,
Yeah,
which...
yeah. How's the sofa treating you?
Yeah, how is it? Wait, tell us.
Hello.
Hi.
How's your seat?
It's really good. I'm so Can I live on this couch?
I know, right? I was telling them it's brand new. There's not even stains on it yet. I think you're the first butts on there. No, you were the first butt on it. He was laying there.
Yeah, earlier, just before you guys all went, it was like Titanic. I was like,
Yeah. She's so excited. Don't pee on that. All right, but Just so all you guys know, anyone can get the best seats in the house. All you have to do is listen to 101 WKQX for the text code. Just like Susie did. Yeah. And you can be sitting there peeing on it. Just kidding. We know you're not peeing.
We don't.
All right. So whose idea was it for you to give your phone number out?
Luckily, it's not my phone number.
No.
Because that would be a nightmare. But no, so there's an element of like in the album, it's like very, very loosely kind of like harking back to sort of some of the like trashier, like sample-filled dance music from the 90s, like kind of, and like Prodigy-esque kind of stuff. Like it's obviously nothing like that, but it's there in a bit. It's sort of there in like the spirit of it and the drums and that.
And
kind of
despondent
we wanted
tones.
yeah. So and I love like old rave culture in the UK, which was way before my time, but I'm fascinated by it and the idea of like you'd like call up these numbers on like a landline and they'd give you a place to go and you just go to the middle of the countryside and then there'd be this fucking spontaneous rave like in the middle of nowhere or in like an old warehouse, and it's it must have been a really fun time. And so it's something like that kind of gave us the idea for like just giving out this random number. And then as it developed, we found out a way for me to answer it. So I've just been chatting to people,
Yeah.
which has been
Has
quite cool.
anyone called? No.
No.
Nobody in this room. No one's even tried? Cameron has tried.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't answer.
I try.
Ooh. I actually called too.
Did you?
Yeah, I just got your answering machine. It
Yeah.
didn't even ring. It went straight to voicemail.
been
So
really
it's
cool.
like he definitely just.
We spoke to
I'm just
like
kidding.
people in like all over the States and in Australia and in France and the Netherlands. Yeah, it's been really cool. I think just I guess engaging with people and
Yeah.
kind of realizing how like I know we're very lucky, but just I don't know. It's it can be. I'm someone who's like very able to like compartmentalize and pretend that I'm not really in a band and all that kind of stuff. So it's quite nice just to I don't know get to chat to people who
Just have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That number is
I mean,
9.
some of the people like some people have been very freaked out when I picked up.
I can imagine.
But others have been wicked. Like there's some very interesting chats.
Just chill.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, what's the craziest thing that's happened on this phone line? Has anyone invited you over?
No, because I've not been in the same town as anybody.
Okay. Did anyone put their mom on?
Yeah,
Yes, she
yeah,
says
no,
yes?
they did. Yeah,
What? How do you know? Jolie. Oh, she knows somebody you talked to. All right, and her mom apparently. How did that go?
yeah. It was great.
Should I ask Cam? That's the thing. Your fans have such a great network. They're all friends.
No,
I
it's
know
cool.
people who met at your Sound Lounge here last year that are now best friends, who met at the Nights We Stole Christmas when you guys were.
Yeah, that's always awesome. People like we hear that people tell us that, and it's just it's like the nicest thing in the world. I guess
Yeah.
like when I was making songs at the end of my bed on a laptop on a desk, like I didn't imagine that it would have that weird cause and effect. It's fucking awesome, but
Yeah.
like it's really cheesy. Sorry, let's talk about porn again.
No. Well, just in case, if you don't have the number, it's 929-242-4248. And Dan's definitely going to answer.
Yeah. Should we answer on that
Definitely.
now?
All right. Would you like to play another song? Or do you want to talk about porn?
No.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll play another song.
'Kay.
We were young and drinking in the park. There was nowhere else to go. And you said you always had my back. Oh, but how were we to know that these are the days that bind you together forever? And these little things define you forever. Forever. All this bad blood here, won't you let it dry? It's been cold for years. Won't you let it lie? Oh, 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 oh. If we're only ever looking back, we will drive ourselves insane. As the friendship goes, resentment grows. We will walk our different ways. But those are the days that bind us together forever. And those little things define us forever, forever. All this bad blood here, won't you let it dry? It's been cold for years. Won't you let it lie? I don't want to hear about the bad blood anymore. I don't want to hear you talk about it anymore. I don't want to hear about the bad blood anymore. I don't want to hear you talk about it anymore. All this bad blood here, won't you let it dry? It's been cold for years. Won't you let it lie? Oh, 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 oh,
Thank you.
Hi
Hi.
again.
You all right?
So, how important is it for you to use your platform to help other artists?
I don't know how important it is, but I'm like a massive new music fan, and so I think can talk about it a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think like, I find my relationship with social media has always been via the band. So and sort of, you know, when we do interviews, like I find them like not the most comfortable space, no offense, but just like talking, having a conversation and knowing that other people are going to hear it. I don't know. So it's quite nice to, in the world of music, be able to deflect and talk about. That's why like a lot of our songs have lots of pop culture references and sort of literature and history and all that kind of stuff. 'Cause it's quite nice to have an excuse to talk about the shit that you're interested in, you know?
Yeah, you like to do a lot of third person stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with new music, like you know, me and my friends started a record label, and as a kind of way to work with other artists that we love and help give them a space to like develop and write songs, and it's been really fun. It's been like a nice distraction, I guess, because with Bastille, like it was, you know, it started with me and then the guys got involved, and it was always quite DIY. Like we did everything ourselves, made the videos and like the artwork and the logos and released everything, and before we signed to a record label. So it was just that process, like figuring out how to release stuff and thinking about all these things, like the phone number and, you know, all the stuff that we do. I love those bits. It's sort of like you've made the album and then you're like, right, how can we be as creative as possible with this? And so it's just been really fun doing that for other people as well.
It's great that you share your passions and that you are so passionate about music, and you're constantly promoting. I mean, you were talking about Jungle the other day, and Virgin just played Happy Man in Virgin's Vault. John Hopkins, Frank Turner, you know, some dude, Charlie Barnes, that guy.
Who's that guy?
Right? Which, can we just, that video for Bruising is amazing, and please tell me you were one of the people throwing colored powder in his mouth.
I wish I was. He sent me a photo like of him covered in stuff, and I was like, I fucking hope this is a music video. It's better be. He was like, it is, And oh man, the satisfaction of watching someone as he's going for like one of the high notes, he gets a big old mouthful of paint.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you should go and see it. It's as in on the internet, not go and see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll come to you on your phone. But yeah, it's really good.
I would like to hit one more question from Carrie, who wants to know what I think we all are dying to know. We feel a little bit left out over here. If there was any discussion on bringing the reorchestrated tour to this side of the pond.
We would absolutely love to. Like we did it initially as a kind of test run in the UK and in Europe, and it's like my favorite thing that we've ever got to do. It was really cool, but it's quite like logistically, it's quite a big thing. There's a lot of musicians, it's a lot of people to travel. So I guess like we'd love to one day, but I think we'll have to. And I say one day, like hopefully soon, but we'll just need to find the right people over here who will be up for helping us out with it.
Anybody? You got any like violinists
any
or
gospel singers in here?
cello? Anything?
Any good like marimba players?
Sure.
Um,
We'll hook you up.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Yeah, we got to play in Royal Albert Hall in London, which is like a very kind of special venue. Felt like imposters playing in a beautiful sort of seated room, but it was it was amazing. It was really cool to have spent sort of 4 or 5 months like in the studio just thinking about this new album like day and night, like waking up, going to sleep thinking about it, and then like just stopping, completely putting it to bed and going and touring with like an orchestra. It was really cool. I mean, not an orchestra, but like orchestral musicians, and it was it was awesome. And it sort of forced us to go back, and because we redid all of the songs totally, so it kind of forced us to go back and look at older songs as well. And it was really fun.
That new album that's called
Stop it, because it will. I've been staring at the artwork all day because we're just
which
finalising
looks like
stuff.
which we'll be able to see.
But so it's on the tip of my tongue. Sometime in the future of life.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me. Thank you all so much for coming.
I didn't know if you wanted to play another song or
Yeah, sure.
One more time. Sebastian.
So I'll just finish on like a piece of complete nihilism, and this is the most fucking depressing thing. And in the context of us, that says a lot.
So this is where we are. It's not where we had wanted to be. If half the world's gone mad, the other half just don't care, you see. You don't wanna fuck with us, British to the very last. When it feels like the world's gone mad, and there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it. When it feels like the world's gone mad, and there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it. So tell me, what's the news? And what is it you want me to see? We're lying to ourselves and dancing by the light of the screen. You don't wanna fuck with us, British to the very last. When it feels like the world's gone mad, and there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it. When it feels like the world's gone mad, and there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it. Another man holding a microphone, trying to say something at all. Or finding himself on an empty road, trying to choose which way to go. So you wanna make some money, you wanna make some money, so you wanna be somebody, you wanna make some money. When it feels like the world's gone mad and there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it. When it feels like the world's gone mad and there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it.
Thank you. That was depressing as fuck.
I don't think that was depressing at all. Anybody? That was amazing. One more time, Dan from Bastille.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Thank you guys so much for being here. So we'll let him take a minute and somebody get Big Red out of the way.